Wow, that's all I have to say to this. This is quite possibly the dumbest thing I've ever seen. It's called Pavegen, and I've just had a quick look at it, and I don't need to go into the science behind it, and I don't need to go into the 5 watts continuous output if it's being continually walked on, which I think probably not fair. But okay, this is the future of flooring, which is to use the floor to generate clean electricity by people stepping on it. Gives all these great figures about how many people there are, and over 40 cities, greater than 10 million, and so you're going to put this stuff on the floor, right? You walk on it, and these silver bits have pressure pads underneath, which generate electricity by going up and down. Now, anyone who's familiar with the mechanics of walking, and the mechanics of walking as in everybody who can walk, is aware it's harder to walk on dry sand than it is on concrete. This is because when you walk on dry sand, your energy is displaced, and when you push your foot down, the sand absorbs that energy and converts it into heat through friction. And so that energy is lost, and you expel lots more energy walking on sand than you do walking on concrete. You still expel energy on friction walking on concrete, but it's a lot less. We're very efficient. It tires you out walking on sand. A 1 mile walk on sand is like maybe 2 miles on concrete. If you've ever walked along a nice dry sandy beach, it's knackering on your knees because you're having to put in the extra effort. Now, this technology works by effectively turning a hard floor into a squishy sand floor and turning that energy into obviously some heat and then some electricity. You obviously can see the problem already. The silver bits will flex. The bits in the middle away from the silver bits will never flex. And you see the problem with that. You have an uneven walking surface where some bits depress and other bits don't. What does that do to a person? It causes you balance problems. If you already have a balance problem, or if you have a walking problem, or if you're pushing a pram, you've just made... The whole point of flooring is it's supposed to be flat. It's supposed to be a nice, even, safe place to walk. If you replace all flooring with this, you're going to make it more difficult to walk. And, you know, I mean, let's just have a look at the product, okay? This large piece of steel with this rubber gasket depresses. They're here. The middle bits, okay, and the bits along here won't depress. The whole thing's not going to depress together. You're going to get edges, you're going to get lips, you're going to get places people can trip. You're going to drop coins and they're going to fall through these. They're going to have to move against each other. Things are going to get trapped in them. They're going to pop open. They're going to pop up. They have very small lips. They're going to be a problem. This is a disastrous product. I can't. And this thing is going to generate 5 watts of continuous energy when it's walked on. It will never overcome the CO2 manufacturing cost of building it, plumbing it, piping it. They claim it's about data collection for a smart city. They try to claim in a Shell advert that you can generate the power for the lights. Well, you can't. Even with 100 people walking across 1,000 of these, you wouldn't be able to light the area. Even at your most efficient rating, even with LED lighting, 40 watt bulbs, you're not going to be able to light a street with this. It's not going to generate enough electricity. 5 watts per little unit, the number of people you'll need would be amazing. Still talking about this funny thing, the bit I find most amusing about it is that floors, we put a lot of time and effort and money, you know, with flooring as an entire species to try and get it as firm, as solid and as even as possible. That's the whole point of engineering floors. To then try and use people's walking as a way of generating electricity. That makes off-grid power management simple. Off-grid? Off-grid? If they're not on grid, what's the point in them? Steel aluminium composite. Recycled aluminium composite. EC marked, EMC compliant, UL compliant. If it depresses by even half that amount, it's going to be a pain to walk over. Wow, congratulations. Let's see how fun this looks. Apparently it lights the bench lighting. I think it just turns on the bench lighting. I wouldn't say it actually properly generates much power at all. It just looks like a place to lose coins. And look, already their design has to have an underlay, so it's... Is that underlay to stop it dipping up and down too much? Oh my god, you don't possibly think that that underlay completely turns it... So it's basically acting as a very small minor switch. I mean, here you go, it's telling you if someone's coming in and out of shop. Here you go, that one's telling you if someone's walking in front of a picture. These are just pressure pads. These aren't generating electricity. So what, Rio de Janeiro, they put it on a football pitch, making playing football harder? Oh no, they've just appear to be installing it somewhere. Congratulations, Shell. You're ruining pavements. I don't imagine that the additional electricity that this generates to make will ever, and the repairs will ever outweigh the money you spend, and will never, ever, ever. I don't think you'll ever generate back the electricity you may generate on it. I think it looks awful. Anyway, let's see. I've tweeted it to Thunderfoot. Let's see if he finds it amusing. I think this is just a disaster waiting to happen. That's my thought on it anyway. Congratulations, pavement's ruined. Is there any way to mute this thing? Nope. Oh, well, that's enough of that I can play. Anyway, this is just the funny thing I saw. PaveGen, hilarious. PaveGen, bad idea. And even squishy pavements. You know, if they were just pressure pads that were turning things off and on, but this is an awful idea. Will generate over 200 times more power than the first one. Does that honestly mean the first one was making 0.025 watts? That's funny. Please rate, comment or subscribe. I don't normally do these videos, I just do them once in a while when I see something truly awful. I was brought to this one by this best day of my life video, which has one more hilarious thing in it, right, which is something called capture mobility, which is when a car drives past, it turns the light on, right? Even in this computer generated demonstration, they show that the light comes on after the car's gone past. That doesn't help the driver at all, does it? Also, if you're on a motorbike or you're cycling, how do you feel about having spinning death sighs at the side of the road for you to rock and roll into? I know how I'd feel about it. Scared. Really, really scared. Anyway, the music video is kind of cute. Well, there's one guy on it who sounds like he's in a paper bag as he's singing. It's hilarious. If you've seen the music video, you'll understand what I mean. Everyone else's voice is fantastic, but him, paper bag. It's like, okay, yeah, we'll record him, and yeah, I'm going to sing over here like this. Yeah, that's absolutely fine, mate. You go and sing. Yeah, I'm going to sing like this over here. Yeah, just a bit quieter if you could. It reminds me of obviously the producer did the. Have you ever seen the cowbell scene from Saturday Night Live? Christopher Walken. I really want to hear that cowbell. It's like, we want you quieter and further away. Quieter and further away. Yeah, perfect. Like this? That's perfect. Anyway, thank you. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. I won't do any more post comments on this one.